Hello everyone, welcome in to my first impressions of Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. So I'm out walking right now. I've been pleased with the previous impressions that I have done when I was out and walking. So I decided to keep that up for this one. I don't think my Spider-Man one was me walking around, but I think I did one originally that was me out in the public, but that I wasn't super happy with it, because that's a thing that I had a ton of thoughts on, still processing it. So then I made another one when I had time, and that just happened to be when I was at my house. So, I don't have a ton to say on this movie, and my impression of it, my first impression of it, and also I should preface that this is just going to be like podcast style, so it'll just be a still image in the video space. So if that doesn't hold your attention, then, don't have to watch this or listen to this, which, goes without saying, but I figured I might as well say so. And then also, I'm not going to be giving any spoilers because, I don't know, I feel like that helps keep me concise on these things. But yeah, my impression was pretty much what I thought it was going to be going in. What I liked about it was I thought that the visuals were very cool, the design was really nice, really creative, interesting looking, sci-fi fantasy designs, I just like that we get some more movies that look like this that aren't, like Star Wars or Guardians of the Galaxy, and now this is popping up as well. I remember there's a movie a while back, and maybe there's some others. There's one called, Jupiter Ascending, I think. It was by the Wachowskis, and I heard that it was terrible. But I think that was supposed to be some sci-fi fantasy as well. But anyway, I think, at least just based on the trailers, this film, its art and its design of the setting, it looked a lot cooler to me than Jupiter Ascending. And I haven't seen any reviews of this movie yet, but I heard that it bombed at the box office, or I don't know if that's a fact. I saw a headline, which kind of sucks because I'd like to see more movies like this. Apparently, also, this movie was made outside of Hollywood, which is awesome. And I just really support that type of filmmaking, And this was a risk, and I found it pretty entertaining. I did start to lose some interest towards the end, but yeah, just the different settings, the different environments and different races of aliens, and the different areas and planets and technologies that they showed off. Super cool and creative. So I really enjoyed that. I will say, the CG, it looks cool, design-wise, and the motion capture is good and fluid. I won't say that the CG is especially realistic looking. There's seen parts of the movie where it's all CG. It's basically like an expensive video game trailer. So you can, or at least I could tell, I'm not confusing this for live actors But still look cool. At least. What else? As far as this plot goes, and maybe there's more than I was picking up on, but just first impression, and I'm not gonna go try and pick apart these characters and try and figure this out. But just what I'm feeling right now is it seemed like the movie was trying to do was have like the two main characters who they have, I don't know, Lorelei, Valerian, he had some character traits, but it didn't really seem especially, or at least the take on it, and just what the script had him doing, like the actor's take on the character, and also what the movie was having him do. I don't know, it didn't seem like the most original type of personality. It seemed kind of generic. And then, but still, it was sort of an archetype of a bit of a roguish type of fellow. But he's in like, the military. And then the other character, Lorelei, I don't know, I had a harder time. She was less distinct, I guess. So one was generic, and then the other I didn't really get a sense of. And then there's also supposed to be, the movie is telling me that there's some sort of relationship between the two, but I don't know, I didn't really buy that. I thought the actors, they didn't have great chemistry with each other, but not bad, I would say. So anyway, yeah, and that's what I expected going in. And then the villain of the movie, the antagonist, I don't know, I felt like that there could have been more sophisticated of an argument that could be made for his actions, but they kind of throw him under the bus, I guess. He could have been made more complex than he seemed to be presented as, at least on my viewing. My impression of him was that way. But yeah, I guess that was what I thought of that. That was my sense of the villain. But yeah, really cool visual effects. Like I loved that it also kind of had some psychedelic looking effects. That was really cool. They didn't just go for like neon, futuristic look, which, wait, oh, we're getting attacked. Oh, it's all good. But yeah, so I thought that visual style was cool. They didn't just stick to, the standard sci-fi kind of deal. They tried to make it a little bit mystic looking in some places for, the alien races that had more mysticism in them, which is cool. Yeah, and I was talking about why this movie may have bombed. If it indeed did, I don't know. If maybe in the following weeks it did better, but because there was a lot of commercials for this movie, I don't really know what it was. Maybe, I guess it didn't really seem like, I guess just from seeing like commercials and trailers, perhaps folks weren't able to get a sense of, a unique sense of the movie's tone, besides just it seemed like a generic sci-fi fantasy movie, which it kind of is, but that's fine. Like, it's fine for something to be that, because we don't get a ton of these movies that are like Valerian in its scale and in its budget, and in the type of world building that it has, and those different races, they have cool designs. Yeah, I really love the designs of the costumes and the races, and also just their unique, I guess, kind of behaviors and little cultures. Really neat, really neat. I got a kick out of that. But perhaps that was the reason. Like Guardians, for example. Guardians of the Galaxy, it has this kind of comedic aspect to it. And, a bit of a quirkiness to it with the characters. Kind of, it tries to, in some ways, be bizarre, and really use that as a selling point, and that kind of is a way for them to illustrate kind of the fun of the movie. And then Star Wars, I'm not exactly sure, but epic in scale, and has this mythological type of feel to it, and perhaps that's because it's in history, it's or historically, it's a historical movie, because it's been around for a while and popular for a long time. Anyway, what else? And also, perhaps it was also the choice of the leading actors. What are they? Dane DeHaan and Cara Delevingne. I didn't think that they were. I thought that they were fine. I thought that they were pretty good. They aren't the greatest actors of all time, and they certainly aren't like. They can't. I don't think that they can sell their own movies. They're not that popular. But yeah. Maybe it was them. Maybe if they chose different actors, maybe that would have changed it up. Yeah, I mean, I'm no marketing expert, but this is just me trying to think about what was wrong with the advertising campaign, because I thought that it was decent, I saw the commercials on TV. I was like, yeah, that looked cool. But to be fair, I didn't go and see it on opening weekend. It's been out for I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Probably not 4 weeks, but it's been out for a couple weeks at this point. I'm not exactly sure how many. Maybe only 2. I don't remember when it came out. But yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on the movie. I'm glad I went, and I hope that more stuff like this gets made. Just in terms of big budget sci-fi or fantasy films, especially stuff made outside of Hollywood. That's really cool. So I'm supportive of the filmmaking process on this, but it's not, the movie has it can do some things better. However, with my expectations for this movie, it met those expectations, so, I enjoyed it, and I think that it is a pretty good spectacle to just enjoy. So anyway, yeah, that's all I've got, so thanks for listening.